Hello and welcome to the Climbing Daily Friday Gear Show, and I'm excited for this one because I've got in my hand something that I've always loved, the Black Diamond C4 Camelot, but this is the new, updated and improved version. Now, as part of this show, we're going to be putting these Black Diamond cams to the test. So if you fancy a bit of trad climbing, stick around to about halfway through the show. So what's different about the new C4? Well, the old C4 was just such a wonderful design. Dual axle, so you could place it passively, and it was a big favourite for alpine climbers as well. It was never trying to be anything special. It was solid, it was lightweight, but it wasn't trying to be super lightweight or have multiple functions or have ultra extendable slings. It was just the Black Diamond C4. It stood for quality. So Black Diamond screwed it up with this update, or is it better than it was before? So for the last couple of years, we've seen different brands upgrade their original cam design. Think Wild Country with the Friends, DMM with the Dragons, and it's time for Black Diamond's turn. Now, they came out with the Ultralight, so that is a version of the C4 that is super fast and light. It uses slightly less durable material and is a little bit more flimsy, but you save so much in weight. The new C4 is designed for the normal, everyday climber, someone like me who needs these cams to perform on trad routes and big alpine multi-pitches. So what's new with the C4s? Well, they're lighter than they were before, 10% lighter in fact. So that's about 69 grams for the smallest and about 529 for the mega monster cam at the very top end of the size spectrum. Lightness is clearly important to Black Diamond, and you look at their ultralight range and you can see that that's one of their priorities, and shaving off every gram they can off the new C4s is important. The lobes have been changed. They look a little bit like the ultralight lobes, but they're not, they're different. But they have machined away a lot of the extra weight, so that's one place they use savings for weight. They've also managed to save some weight on the sling itself, believe it or not. They've made it slightly thinner and slightly shorter. They've also tucked the label, which you can just about see poking through there. It used to be on the outside, now it's on the inside, so it doesn't get away when you clip. And the markings are different on the label as well. There's this black line that runs down the edge. That differentiates between the red small C4 and the red massive C4. So if you're an American crack climber and you've got a host of cams all over you, you can quickly look down at the sling and know which one to grab for the right situation. Now, these lobes have been redesigned and remachined, have also been improved in terms of their friction. So you know when you plug one of these in, it's going to catch your fall. They've done an interesting thing with the stem of these cams, and it's all to do with the wobble. So if you've got something, let's say like this small number green, or you've got this big blue cam, the wobble is the same. Now, this is important because when you grab it off your harness, you want it to feel the same in your hand, and you want it to have the same movement when it's moving in the rock itself. Now, the way they've done that is to use different variable stiffness of stem itself, so the plastic on the stem. So it's stiffer for the heavier ones and less stiff for the lighter ones, all resulting in the same amount of wobble. There are still features on the new cams which they used for the old cams, and I actually think that's a very good thing. If they totally changed the design of the classic C4, people, including me, would have been up in arms. So there's still this single piece of metal that runs through the entirety of the cam that keeps it strong and light. It's still dual axle. Thank God, Black Diamond. Everyone seems to be moving into the dual axle world. Think Wild Country's new cams. It means you can place them more passively, they don't walk as much in the crack, and this might just be me, right? But I had the old pair of Wild Country Heliums, the single axle ones, and they just didn't feel great in a crack. They'd walk around the place, they'd feel a bit flimsy. I like the dual axle. You plug this in, you clip a rope to it, and you climb on and forget all about it. It's fantastic. The thumb loop. Now, I know this polarizes people. Some people love the DMM style no thumb loop. I am firmly in the thumb loop category, and that's mainly because of two things. One, I'm clumsy. I drop things. I like the fact that I can get one of these cams off my harness, kind of shove it on my thumb until I'm ready, till I faff around, till I work out what I'm doing, then kind of swing it, grab it, plug it in. I think that works really well. It also works fantastically when you've got gloves on. So I do a lot of alpine climbing. I place a lot of cams with chunky gloves. And for me, not having that thumb loop just makes it difficult somehow. I like the thumb loop. I know a lot of you don't like the thumb loop. Apologies, but I can only give you my personal opinion on what I think is good. I do think it's a bit of a shame that they haven't used an extendable little bit of Dyneema here on the sling itself. I like that as an option. Think DMM again, think Wild Country. It just means you don't need to carry as many quick draws around, so your rack can be a bit lighter. It isn't a huge deal, and I know it's to do with the threading through it. There's lots of different patented designs and stuff, but it would have been nice to have seen that on the updated model. Now on the bigger sizes, I think 5 and 6, they've got an entirely new and redesigned trigger bar system. Bear with me on this one because it does sound weird. So with these smaller cams, you can see the cam lobes are extended. That's because they're not very big. When you rack them together on your harness, they don't take up a lot of room. But with the bigger cams, they take up more space. Those lobes are huge. So Black Diamond have this trigger system where you lock it closed down. So it rests on your harness closed. When you get to your crack and you want to put it in, you simply squeeze the trigger. When it's in position, the lobes pop out and you're done, you're secured. Now, for a lot of European climbers, this won't be so useful. We don't see that many of those big, wide, off-width climbs. We see more of them in America. But if you're someone who needs that, who needs the bigger size, you're going to love this new feature on the C4. And at the end of the day, you know what's right for you in terms of size. Now, I promised we go trad climbing, and it's about time we put these things to the test. So without further ado, let's spin up to a Chamonix crag. So we've come up the hill from the valley to Roc des Eaux, which is a trad crag in the Chamonix Valley. And this is kind of rare because out here there aren't many single pitch trad specific crags. So this is a bit esoterical, it's a bit weird, it's a bit dirty, not many people come here, but it is the perfect place to test out the Black Diamond C4 cams. Now I've supplemented these bad boys with a few items from my own rack, and we're going to try this 6B route. Now here they only grade it via French sport grade, so feel free to convert 6B with a crack into whatever English trad grade you want. Okay, let's do this. So, blue time, I think. Nice big solid bomber C4 there. Yeah. All right. Okay, so time for green. Quite high up. This is where the thumb loop that I chatted about earlier, that's where it comes in. Hey. Bloody hell, mum, I'm hand jamming. This isn't something you see often, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you that much. A hand jam on a mat groom climb. I don't do that. All right. Look at that. Lovely little placement. Bit run out at this point, so quite pleased to see that. A mega bit of exposure at the end. Come on, Jax. Come on, Jax. Yucks. What a mega picture climbing. That is harder than it looks from the ground. It's kind of steep, slightly overhanging, jammy. It's been a while since I've been in a crack. But that is mega. The cams, like they just feel, I can't really tell you technically how they feel, right? They just feel good. You stick them in a crack and I don't think it's like wodge in, done, clip, go. And honestly, that's all I'm really looking for with a cam. It's got to feel good. It's got to feel solid and secure. And I compare it, so I had my old, which I haven't got any on me right now, but I have my old helium cams, which are the old Wild Country model, and they just feel flimsy. They're single axle, just don't feel great. Those BD ones, you wodge them in, it's like a bolt, feels mega. So looking forward to using them more in the future. Hope you enjoyed this climb. If you're in Chamonix, come check this route out because I reckon it's one of the best in the valley. I'll see you soon.